Yes, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Duncan Showroom for Dress Rehearsal Tuesday. For all of you people who are tuning in tonight, I don't know why, but we get an awful lot of hits. A lot of people watch our open mic. Now, maybe it's the people who play it and run home and play it as many times as they can. We're not too sure. But it always seems to be at least 30, 30, sometimes 40 people watching it. If that's the way it is, thank you very much for tuning in. Dress Rehearsal Tuesday is, in fact, a venue set up so that people who want to play music for the very first time or want to do some new songs or want to just get their 10,000 hours in, whatever it takes for them, whatever reason for them to want to get on stage. Now, I know a lot of the times there's first-time people and the nervousness is kind of there, but that's okay. That's why we have this friendly atmosphere where I think everybody here is all on the same page. We're here to make everyone feel good, and enjoy ourselves. And tonight we have some great entertainment. Starting off, and we only got two performers showed up, and then Michael showed up. So that's another one, and maybe one or two other people. We're not sure how the evening's going to go. But the first act, Nadine brought along Adam to work with her on her 3 songs. But then he's got a couple songs of his own that he wants to do afterwards too. So it sort of starts spreading itself, right? It becomes a lot of fun. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting live music. Do note that I did put on my dress coat from my regular jacket there to make sure I look like a bushwhacker. But these people got all dressed up to come play tonight, so I felt like I should be doing it too. But I'd like to bring that up, that $5 a bag if you're over at the Sassy Line every so often. Catch it. I did. Some guy recently died my size. I got 3 jackets for $5. Yes, now I clean up real good, if given the opportunity. Yeah, whoever's size it was just perfect. Gotta love that stuff. Although there were no pants with it. Oh well, that suffers. But anyway, to get the evening started, let's get to the stage, please. Our first, I was going to say contestant. Our first performers of the evening, Nadine, along with Adam.
Thanks so much for coming out, everybody. Yeah, thank you.
All good? Okay, thank you.
Our first song is called If We Were Vampires, with no relation to Twilight. None at all.
I think there's a
We
little,
promise.
maybe
No.
a little bit.
No.
somewhere. All right.
It's not the long flowing dress that you're in, or the light coming off of your skin. It's not the way you talk me off the roof. Your questions like directions to the truth. It's not your hand searching slow in the dark, or your nails leaving love's watermark. It's not the way you talk us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together. One day I'll be gone, one day you'll be gone. If we were vampires and death was a joke, we'd go out on the sidewalk and smoke, and laugh at all the lovers and their plans. I wouldn't feel the need to hold your hand. Maybe time running out is a gift, and I'll work hard till the end of my shift to give you every second I can find. I hope it isn't me who's left behind. It's knowing that this can't go on forever. It's likely one of us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together. One day I'll be gone, one day you'll be gone. It's knowing that this can't go on forever. It's likely one of us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together. One day I'll be gone, one day I'll be gone. One day we'll be gone, one day we'll be gone.
Thank you very much.
That one's in a different tuning, so just give me a second here.
Yeah, this is the part I've been dreading about the night. We timed it, and it's under 2 minutes. That I'm like, oh my god, I have to work on my stage presence. I gotta say something up here. So I've been asking people, what on earth am I gonna say up there? One person said, we could talk about Remembrance Day, have another moment of silence, another.
But I'd be tuning though. That'd be so disrespectful.
True, it's true. That's a good point. So we're not going to do that. My dad offered some dad jokes, so I'm going to spare you from those today. Sorry, Dad. Thank you for the encouragement. Yeah. Oh,
Didn't break.
didn't break. That scared me. Last time we got together, he actually broke a string. So hopefully that was the broken string for, yeah, they gave me something to talk about. Someone offered to talk really slowly about whatever. But in the meantime, while he's doing this, I just want to send a little shout out to Forte School of Music. I've been taking lessons there for several years now with Vicky Gamble, and she's been so wonderful. I go there once a week, and it's amazing. You know, I whatever's going on in my week, I get there, and whatever I bring into the room, like, it's so nice to just be able to go there and feel comfortable and sing with her and learn, and yeah, so grateful for her. And I think we're all ready. That was it. It's over.
That was very good.
Thanks.
That was a
I'm gonna
perfect
talk
amount
most of
time.
that time. Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
All right.
Fare you well, my honey. Fare you well, my only true one. All the birds that were singing are flown except you alone. I'm going to leave this broke down house on my hands and my knees.
my bones. Listen to the river sing sweet songs to rock my soul. Listen to the river sing sweet songs to rock my soul.
Thank you very much. You're a wonderful audience. No tuning this time.
No tuning.
On a cobweb afternoon in a room full of emptiness by a freeway, I confess I was lost in the pages of a book full of death. Reading I will die alone, and if we're good, we'll lay to rest anywhere we wanna go. In your house, I long to be, room by room, patiently, and I'll wait for you there, like a stone, and I'll wait for you there, and on my deathbed, I will pray to the gods and the angels like a pagan, to anyone who will take me to heaven, to a place I recall. I was there so long ago. The sky was bruised, the wine was bled, and there you led me on. In your house, I long to be, room by room, patiently, and I'll wait for you there, like a I sat in regret of all the things I've done, for all that I've blessed and all that I've wronged, and dreams until my death I will wander on in your house. I long to be room by room, patiently, and I'll wait for you there. Like a stone, and I'll wait for you there. Alone, alone.
Thank you so much.
Not us.
Not us for sure. Audio Slave was the last one.
The Grateful Dead.
Grateful
was the
Dead
middle
was
one.
the middle one, and then
And Jason Isbell was the first one.
there it is. Thank you.
Yeah, Nadine, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple more, I guess. Yeah. This one's a little older. It's by Bob Dylan.
See the arrow on the doorpost, saying this land is condemned. All the way from New Orleans to Jerusalem. I've traveled through East Texas, where many martyrs fell, but I know no one can sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell. I hear that hoot owl singing as they took down the tents. The stars above the barren trees were his only audience. Them charcoal gypsy maidens, they strut their feathers well, but I know nobody sings the blues like Blind Willie McTell. I can see that plantation burning, I can hear the cracking of the whips, I smell that sweet magnolia blooming, and the ghosts of slavery ships. I can hear them tribes a moaning, I can hear the undertaker's bell, but I know no one sings the blues like Blind Willie There's a woman by the river with a fine, young, handsome man. He's dressed up like a squire with bootleg whiskey in his hand. There's a chain gang out on the highway. I can hear that rebel yell, but I know nobody sings the blues like Blind Willie McTell. God, He is in heaven, and we all want what's His, but the power and greed and corruptible seed seem to be all that there is. So I'm staring out the window of the old St. James Hotel, and I know nobody sings the blues like Blind Willie McTell. Yeah, I know nobody sings the blues like Blind Willie McTell.
Okay, got one more, but it's in a different tuning, so bear with me. I don't have my sidekick to spiel here. Okay, this last song's a Smashing Pumpkins song. It's called Mayonnaise.
my pocket full of sorrow. Run away with me tomorrow. June. Time ease the pain somehow. Feels the same. Well, no one knows where our secrets go. Send a heart to all my dearest when your love's so dreary. Dream. I'm rumored to the straight and narrow, all the harlots of my perils scream. And I'll fail, but when I can, I will try to understand. When I can, I will. Mother, weep the years I'm missing. All the time can't be given back. I'll shut my mouth and strike the demons. Cursed you and your reason. Out of hand and out of season. I'm out of love, I'm out of feeling, but so bad. When I can, I will. The words define the plan. When I can, I will. Fool enough to almost be it, cool enough to not quite see it. I'm tired of all these feelings. They're always old, I'll always feel this. No more promise, no more sorrow. No longer will I follow. Can anybody hear me? I just want to be me. And when I can, I will try to understand. When I can, I will.
Thank you. Am I good to unplug, Tim? Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a nice way to start off the evening. And this is not Adam's. This is Adam's. This is not Adam's first trip onto this stage. He's played here many. He's played in all three venues, haven't you? You played at the Garage. And you played upstairs, didn't he? Yeah. Well, it all looks the same. Each one of them is designed to be the same way, you know. So it's pretty hard. But it's kind of neat to see you being able to come back and keep on doing this. Thank you. We've been open 16 years. You know that? 16 full years of bringing you the Duncan Showroom and the whole advantage of a listening room, a venue where people come to listen. It's very cool. We have an option now. There's Jared's here as well, and there's Michael. So we can that would be a half hour or 3 songs each. So we could either take a break now and then come back in 10 minutes. That way we have some tea. No coffee tonight yet, unless you really want one. I'd make a whole pot just for you if I had to. But we do have some juices and drinks and stuff like that. Non-alcohol, of course. Little thing I'd like to bring up. Sometimes you hear non-alcoholic, right? Alcoholics. This is a non-alcohol venue as opposed to a non-alcoholic venue. Alcoholics are allowed in here. They're just not allowed to be practicing one while they're in here. But it's just that little thing that you hear people say that it's a non-alcoholic. You just catch them on that, right? Make them realize that the English language is the only thing we got left, and I abuse it enough as I do, let alone take it too far. Anyway, should we take a break? Good. Let's take that break. Thank you for being such a unanimous decision on that one. Getting all behind. Okay, we're gonna do another sing-along. Just say yes or no. No, so we're going to do that because there are some other people coming in. So we'll take a break, 5 to 10 minutes. Do avail yourself of what we have. See you shortly. Thanks very much, Nadine, for getting up. Very appreciated. You keep on doing that. Okay? Specifically during the winter. Maybe we'll be able to find that little slot. Okay, I got other jackets. I'll dress up, man. I'm in. If that's the only rule, you can guarantee I'll be digging that one. Shit, yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to take that break. Anybody who wants to try the electric chair, it costs more if you're on it for 5 minutes. Those who've been on it will understand.
That's when I knew it was over for good. Why so silently, oh, hard to breathe. It's taken a long time, really, really long time, just to be, whoa, yeah, your best friend. Now I need to find, yeah, little piece of my mind. Talk to the animal, whoa, that is wishing to feed. What am I gonna do without you? What am I gonna say when the wind picks you up and blows you out of mind? This the way what happens to me? Is this the way what a karma comes down on me? And oh, I'm sorry. Open my eyes, take a good look around. Seems that everything all has stayed the same. So close my eyes, see if I can catch the dream that I was just here living in. It was everything all that I could wish for. It was everything all that I would fight for. Whoa, oh, just wanna be in that dream again. Yeah, just leaving on just a little bit more. Oh, yeah. What am I gonna do without you? What am I gonna say when the wind picks you up and blows you out of mind? Is this the way what happens to me? Is this the way what a karma comes down on me? And oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, yo. What a note did I say? You're the note and I say yo. Throwing water, oh, just a dust of flame. This heart-pound feeling that is surging through my veins. This feeling I have, whoa, so hard, so true. Everyday hardship comes, see, enlightenment true, yeah. Everyday hardship comes, see, enlightenment true, yeah. What am I gonna do without you? What am I gonna say when the wind picks you up and blows you out of mind? This the way what happens to me? This the way what a karma comes down on me? And oh, I'm sorry. 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 Yo. Oh, yeah.
Some of you may know this. I'll give you $1.
I am the magnificent. And I'm back by the soul shot of the boss, most turning, most stormy, sound of soul. I am a W-O-O-O. And I'm here to stay. Work, 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 work. Work, 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 work. Work, work out, baby. Sweat, 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 sweat. Sweat it out, baby. Blues power. And now switch it. I am the magnificent. W-O-O-O. Good God. See you. Work, work. Sweat, sweat.
All the music you're listening to is recorded here live at the Duncan Showroom by the wonderful, the great, the only Dr. Ted Cadillac, taking care of our sound again tonight and making sure that all that stuff that you guys are seeing on the YouTube is actually taking place. Big round of applause for that boy, please. For that 50-year-old boy. He finally got to the big 50. Well done, sir. Who would have thought, eh? Most from that generation where we just never really, geez, if we get that far away to go, what happens then? I remember it was what, 3 days before my 65th birthday when I discovered that this venue down here was going to be available, this space. And I realized that in 3 days or 3 days, I was going to be able to collect old age pension. And that would be at least enough to pay my house rent, which is only $650. So I was really looking forward to that. If I did that, then we could, well, that's easy. That's taken care of. We could just come and do this. So because of the fact that we don't make any money doing this, I'm able to get my full coverage on the OAP, which means that thanks to the Canadian government, we are in fact being assisted. Government grants, I call it, to keep this place open in a weird kind of fashion. We accept it, though, whatever it takes. Michael, you're going to be up. Michael's moved to the Valley recently. That's an interesting point, by the way, moving to the Valley recently. There's a whole new... I remember in 1988 when I first came here in October, as a matter of fact, right 2 days before, or a day before Halloween, I moved in up on Gibbons Road. And, so what happened was it took about 2 or 3 years, maybe 4 years, before I started, the different people I started meeting. And a lot of them weren't from town, but we all had similar kind of situations where we were interested in the same things, and our lives kept on running into each other. And it turned out that we'd all moved here in 1988 for whatever reasons. None of them really knowing why, but we ended up congregating here. And then there was another influx again in about 96, I think it was. There was a whole bunch of new people that came in. There seems to be waves of people that come and join our community. And a lot of the creative source is coming too, which is what I really like. The money can come too, but the creative force has to be here. The people who write music, the people who play music, the people who do arts, the people that... there's another gallery just opening up soon, by the way, on the top of the Duncan Garage Cafe. They're going to have a new art gallery up there. There's the OO Gallery in our community. There's also, as art galleries go, there's excellent frameworks. All sorts of interesting visual arts that are going on. And the performing arts, that's us keeping it alive as well as the couch and theater of the performing arts. Matter of fact, they're going up against us. They're having 100-seaters on their stage. Because if they can't fill the place, then they'll just have 100 people sit on the stage, which is like 30 more people than we can do. I just had to take down some of their posters. Because whoever's doing their postering is double postering. They're putting it on both post boards. No need to do that. And then putting it on top of other people's, right? And yet when I go over there and I ask if there's any place where we can put our posters, no, there's not. That's unfair competition. I will be bringing this up with the CVRD. You wait. Matter of fact, I think I've already committed myself to it right now by being online. Oh, no. I didn't say that. All this stuff can be held against you. Yay for Facebook. And every so often they remind you what you said. That's the worst part. Do you realize that yeah, I remember that. Oh, you need stronger, you need even bigger glasses.
I need it bigger with giant letters in my little teleprompter.
This is an interesting, every time he comes here, he's been coming here, but what, 4 times now?
Yeah.
Three or four?
3 or 4, yeah.
And as we chat, you can definitely hear the accent, right? There's an English accent. But have you ever noticed that anybody from other countries that have accents, when you talk to them, it's the moment they start singing an English song, no accent. How can that be? I just love it. I love the fact that that happens.
I don't know, the American syllables seem to sing better than the English ones, but the English ones have a lot of character, like the Kinks, people like that. And of course the Beatles. but we're not all from Liverpool.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. Not that it wasn't, you know. There's an awful lot of
Yeah.
Beatles tributes out there these days.
They're everywhere. I was in one for a while.
We actually have one that's local, which it does a really nice version. What they do is it's a discography.
Oh,
So they start at the early stages, at the beginning records, and walk your way through it. And it's based on the harmonies, right, all up to a certain point, right? And it's wonderful to hear when it was put out, some of the reasons why it. And the band used to be called Deaf Aids. And you know where that came from? What was that in the
on
White Album?
The rooftop, they said that, didn't they?
Well, he
someone-
turned around and on
someone
one
at
of
the
the
Deaf
albums, he
Aids,
turns
yeah.
around and he says, "Turn off the Deaf Aids."
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
I think that's on the rooftop.
Yeah. Well, what happened
Savile
was
Row.
is that they the band
Something
in the local
Charles
band.
Hawtrey and the Deaf Aids. That
Yeah.
was it, the band name, the joke band name John Lennon said. Yeah.
And well, what happened was that the local band here, using the name Deaf Aids, got a call from from the Society of Deafness or whatever, and said that was a slant on or a slight.
Right.
So they had to change their name. Boy, be careful what you say.
Yeah.
Don, Mr. Don Sherry. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Such a trivial little one from all the crap that he spouted over the years
Yeah, I know.
to get busted for something
Should
like
have been
that.
fired for his clothes.
Well, you know, bottom line is it wasn't. It was his boss that said, "No, you're fired." It wasn't none of us. No loss of
right.
freedom of
Not the
speech, no
audience, was
nothing.
it? Yeah,
He
so
works for a
it's-
group of people who said that's unacceptable. Let it go, everybody. Oh well, Don Sherry. What's going to happen? Oh, I heard he got the Russians offered him a gig in a top league too.
Oh,
Right? No, they wanted to do it, and then they're going to supply him with all the material for his suits. It's like, wow, man, the world. Why write this shit? It happens. You know, in the fondest of dreams, you could never write all what's going on in the world right now. Anyway, speaking of writers, all originals tonight?
I'll do some covers, I think, as we have a crowd here and people love to hear songs they've heard before.
Okay.
I'll do an original.
I hope you do.
Yeah, I will.
Good
I
songwriter.
always do at least one original. So
That's good.
it's always good.
So, Michael, give it up for him, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'll just quickly move this slightly. Just adjusting for height a little. Well, had a long day running around everywhere, all out of breath and everything. So I'll sing a song that everyone knows that will warm me up so I can get my voice woken up. Yeah, you know this song. It's a little corny, but it's a nice thing to remind ourselves of. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. That was a bit of fun. It woke me up. Thank you. Well, this is a lovely venue. It's great. The only thing about this venue that I'm not 100% keen on is being completely blind as a bat with all the bright lights in your eyes. So I see a bunch of ghostly silhouettes out there. Oh, look, they've appeared. Hi, everybody. Oh, that's good. But, you know, when you're streaming to the internet and it's video, you need to have good lighting. So, key light, couple of fills. It's like, blind. Well, what should we do now? I know, maybe I'll do a song for Adam's lovely hat, because I really liked it. Let's see, what should we do? Now, there's a number of choices of things that spring to mind with hats like that. You know, Justin Timberlake springs to mind, you know, some other people. But for me, Frank Sinatra in his prime is what that reminds me of. So I'll do a song from Frank Sinatra's prime, from the Come Fly With Me album, the first Sinatra album I bought and sadly became addicted and now have a horrible habit and about 100 of them. But still a great song, first song on that record, first Sinatra song I ever owned. Let's take a boat to Bermuda, let's take a plane to St. Paul, let's grab a kayak to Quincy or Nyack, let's get away from it all. Let's take a trip in a trailer, no need to come back at all. Let's take a powder to Boston for chowder, let's get away from it all. We'll travel round from town to town and visit every state, and I'll repeat, I love you sweet, in all the 48. So let's go again to Niagara, and this time we'll dig the falls. Let's leave our hut, dear, get out of our rut, dear, let's get away from it all. We'll travel round from town to town and visit every state, where I'll repeat, I love you sweet, in all the 48. So let's go again to Niagara, this time we'll dig the falls. Let's leave our hut, dear, get out of our rut, dear, let's get away from it all. There we go, a little Frank Sinatra, thank you. That was fun. That's for your hat, Adam. Perfect. That was fun. Oh, did you want 3 or 4? What do you think? 4, because you're a short one. Sure, yeah. I like to keep them under 2 minutes generally. Oh, let's see. Well, I'll do an original, then I'll come back to a cover again, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I'm just in the process of writing enough stuff for a debut album, as I've produced records for all kinds of people over the years, but never actually got round to doing my own. And I've always been a songwriter and a singer and done casual gigs, but never really made a record on my own. And I thought it's about time after many years of doing other people. So I'm trying to find the better songs in my large collection, and as most songwriters know, there's probably 99 god-awful songs, and then maybe there'll be one that's okay. And with that kind of ratio, it takes a while to come up with a good album. So, at least for me. So, let's see, what should we do? Yeah, I'll do. You haven't heard this before, John. I think this one's fairly new. This is called Bounce Back Ability, and it's kind of an encouraging song in a sort of a Lady Gaga way. But since I haven't got a giant production behind me, I'll just play it on the guitar. Hope for the best. And it's to encourage people to, you know, rise above bullying at school, stuff like that, you know, and see things through, because everybody has problems, you know, and you just got to do your best to rise above them, and then you can enjoy life all the more. Right. Yeah, I guess this one's maybe a couple of months old now.
Long before we had a World Wide Web, the Berlin Wall hadn't come down yet. A gang of bullies kept picking on me. I was their teenage cash cow. I couldn't run, so I stood my ground. Tried to talk the big kids down. Sure enough, they got mad like Hulk. Biff, bam, boom, kapow. They made me understand you can't win every hand, but I've found bounce back ability, seeing things through. Bounce back ability, I see it in you. Everybody falls, everybody bleeds. It's all in how you deal. Bounce back ability. You can use your powers for good, just like superheroes would. So when the bad guys come around, well, they'll be out of luck. Forget the fortress of solitude. It's not the cape, it's the road you choose. An asteroid could smash into you, and you'd still bounce back up. I hope you realize you don't need X-ray eyes when you've got bounce back ability, seeing things through. Bounce back ability, I see it in you. Everybody falls, everybody bleeds. It's all in how you deal. Bounce back ability. If at first you don't succeed, dig down deep, you'll find the strength you need. I hope you realize you don't need X-ray eyes when you've got bounce back ability, seeing things through. Bounce back ability, I see it in you. Everybody falls, everybody bleeds. It's all in how you deal. Bounce back ability. Bounce back ability. Bounce back ability. Bounce back ability. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's one of the lighter, poppier, sillier ones. But coming along, well, what should we do now? Let's see. What's a good last song there? Oh, maybe the Beatles. Love the Beatles. Can't go wrong with the Beatles. Yeah. Here's one George sang, my favourite Beatle. Well, it's hard to pick, really. Every week is a different favourite Beatle. You'll never know how much I really love you. You'll never know how much I really care. Listen, do you want to know a secret? Do you promise not to tell? Whoa, whoa, closer. Let me whisper in your ear. Say the words you long to hear. I'm in love with you. Ooh. Listen, do you want to know a secret? Do you promise not to tell? Oh, oh, closer. Let me whisper in your ear. Say the words you long to hear. I'm in love with you. Ooh. I've known the secret for a week or two. Nobody knows, just we two. So listen, do you want to know a secret? Do you promise not to tell? Oh, oh, closer. Let me whisper in your ear. Say the words you long to hear. I'm in love with you. Ooh. There we go. Well, thanks very much. That was great fun. See you guys another time. I'm Michael Holland, and this is a lovely venue. Great fun to play.
All right. Yeah. Say as many good things as you want about us.
Yeah.
We'll take all the compliments we can get. Matter of fact, we do get that from a lot of people who tour around the world, who get the opportunity to play and perform in venues around the world, in every little nook and cranny. Some of the big ones, some of the smaller ones, but all the time they come here, they come back here and say it's just something that's very unique and wonderful about the showroom that just doesn't exist anywhere else. And so they're really glad to come back here and play. That's why we get some of the very big names in the folk music crowd, because there are a lot of venues closing down these days. It's hard to stay open because, I don't know if you noticed, but Disney just opened up their new channel today along with iTunes the other day, or someone else. Like it's so easy to stay at home now and not have to go out. And I wonder if that's not part of the great design, right? But live music needs to exist. That ability to hear it like just like that, just listening to George Harrison's tune again, it gives me a different perspective because I hear it from a different person singing it. So yeah, right. So all those kind of things happen by coming out and witnessing live music. Jared's going to be up next. You need a stool, don't you? You can stand. You can stand. You want it? Well, I'll get you a stool. It's not hard. We got everything here. Like everything in the showroom, magic comes a part of it. This is one of the most wonderful seats for musicians to sit on because that crossbar on the bottom there is on the outside and it's at the same height all the way through, so you don't have to figure out whether or not you're going into the short one or the long one. And anyone who plays understands what a pain in the butt that could be if you pick the wrong one. You get a cramp or it's up too high or down too low. So we managed to find 4 of these at Lulu's when she was on Canada Avenue. If you've never been to Lulu's, that's where Ray's Antiques used to be. Now it's Lulu's Collectibles. A lot of that stuff will end up in the dump. but there's still some neat tricks in there, neat little treats. If you go looking through, I find some of the neatest stuff there. And Value Village, you know about Value Village? Read something today that they just got sued down in the States for false advertising. That they don't really give money to charitable organizations. They just say that. Yeah, they make a fortune, but still, you know what I do like is that on Tuesdays they give a third off for those that are over 65. Or over 60, isn't it? No, it's not 55. It's over 60, I think. You got to be 60. And I've been carded twice. You know how good that feels? Yeah. You say that to all the old guys, don't you, sweetheart?
My mom cashes in on that all the time. I wonder if that's why.
Well, no, because it's you go up and I mean all my appointments that I got, any doctor's appointments or anything in Victoria, that'll happen to be on a Tuesday, please. Same with Nanaimo, because when you're there, you might as well slip in. How do you think I got 78 ducks so far? Not all from Value Village, but a good chunk of them can, you know. It can make your day. You walk in, see it, that's it. Walk out. You don't need to be there no more, right? You found out while you were there. And but for some of those people, I like to mention that when you buy secondhand things, you got to be real careful, because sometimes the history of that thing follows it through. So when I was there one day, I managed to pick up on a pair of red running shoes, the red high tops. Love them, man. My size, hard to come by at a 14 and a half, 15, right? Put them on, couldn't wear the thick socks, just the thin socks, but I loved them. Wore them for about 2 weeks, had a great time, but it became very apparent to me after those 2 weeks that the guy who had owned them before me had been a drug dealer. I don't know what he had laced them with, but I kept on dripping. Sorry about that one. While we're on drug jokes, be real careful with the guy out front. He's been around here all day trying to convince us that he's panhandling because of his addiction to brake fluid. And I said, brake fluid? He says, look, John, it's okay. I can stop whenever I want. Jared, it's up to you, buddy. You got to pull it out of the basket now. This guy's been coming around for a couple of years now. I sure do, in fact, like the fact that he does. He picks some not necessarily obscure songs, but songs that I'm really glad that he picked. I have a lot of albums that I go through and a lot of music that I enjoy. So when I hear that some of the obscure songs that he picks that need to be told, and he does it really good. So I'm glad he comes back as often as he does. His name's Jared. Let's give him a warm welcome, please.
Well, thank you for the warm welcome, as always. So this is a cover called This Hot Car. In this hot car. This ending is so cold. In this hot car, where do we go? In this hot car, we won't get far. In this hot car, where do we go? In this hot car, we won't get far. You want my heart too, don't you? Don't you? You want my heart too, don't you? Thank you, thank you. So I'm gonna do a few Tragically Hip songs now. He was handsome at the auction. Oh, but when we got it home, it grew up into something we could no longer contain. Where's our pigeon camera? By now he could be anywhere. And after all that training, and after all that training, was something we can no longer contain. It's boring, I'm embarrassed, I don't endorse that, I didn't want this. This house, it has its politics. Over there, that's my room, and that's my sister's, and that's my sister, with something we can no longer contain. It's boring, I'm embarrassed, endorse that. I don't want this. It's horrific, and I'm embarrassed. I don't endorse that. I don't want this. It's like we burn our boats with no contingency plan. Thank you, thank you. So I'm still kind of working on the guitar parts for the song, so I might stumble my way through it. But think that there's a problem here. My voice just don't sound right. I left myself on an answering machine and said I'm back in town tonight. Feel I stepped out of the wilderness, all squint-eyed and confused. But even babies raised by wolves, they know exactly when they've been used. See, when it starts to fall apart, man, it really falls apart. Like the boots are hot, so when it starts, it really falls apart. Fingers and toes, 40 things we share. 41 if you include the fact that we don't care. Blocked off most of Main Street for your faith parade. Most those in town probably won't agree. Lying in the bed I made. See, when it starts to fall apart, man, it really falls apart. Like the boots are hot, so when it starts, it really falls apart. Fall apart. Well, you won't even let me talk to you. We got some air to clear. Won't agree. When it starts to fall apart, man, it really falls apart. Like the boots are hot, so when it starts, it really falls apart. Oh, fall apart. Thanks for listening. Huh?
That does it then. It's over. Shit. I'll have to do stand-up comedy for half an hour. No way. I'll go. But I haven't even started yet. Hey, this is real cool. I was just watching online, and there's a bunch of people watching tonight, and that's very cool. And do remember, to all those people that are watching, I know it's a free service, and you hear me harp about this quite a bit, but you're obviously not listening well enough. 300 over 300,000 views. If each one of those views had donated $1, we wouldn't be in the financial situation we are, trying to keep the showroom open all the time and always putting our hand out and asking. It's a service. Even though it's free from YouTube, you have to understand there are production costs, i.e. the rental of the venue, all the equipment we use, and the performers that come and do this on the open mic nights, and for all the other nights that we do it as well. I know you sit at home. I know you're sitting in the chair of your choice. You're wearing the clothes of your choice. You're sipping on the beverage of your choice, probably inhaling the fresh air of your choice. But nonetheless, I mean, that was, to me, would constitute paying a higher price. But maybe I'm wrong. But even any, like $2, a toonie, it doesn't take much on your credit card just to throw in a toonie into the showroom. Or if you do it collectively, why don't you just throw, there's one guy who's giving us $30 a month. It just automatically comes into our PayPal account. And I really appreciate the person who's doing that. And there's you know, if we get a few people doing like that, and I know some people have mentioned it, if you can't make it out, at least it gives you an incentive to come out and be in a live performance, because that's a huge thing. I do want you people in the theater seats to be careful though, because those seats came from the Jehovah's Witnesses. So if you want to start handing out literature and knocking on doors afterwards, resist. Okay, things that carry history. You got to be careful, right? Anyway, thank you very much for coming out and celebrating the uniqueness of an open mic, because it's not the most professional parts of the showcasing, but it does give those people the chance to get up and strut their stuff, and that's when we find all the neat things that are going on and who's out there. Like Nadine, gets a few more songs together, because you're going to be in the 39 Days of July for one for a slot if you want one. Okay. It's things like that. So that's how we put the 39 Days of July together, is by the people who come here and audition, basically. If you're in our radar, then there's a good chance you're going to be at the 39 Days of July. You too, Adam. Don't worry. Maybe. What do you mean? Thanks to that guy, Dr. Ted Cadillac, by the way. It was the third year in, that we were ready to start the festival, and 16 days before, I had a stroke, which meant that I was in the hospital. And it meant, like, oh my God, how are we going to get this together? And it wasn't severe enough to go in for brain surgery or nothing. Just said, you're just going to have to recuperate and all that. And I did really well. Oh, and here's a neat thing. This is the truth that happened. In rehabilitation in Nanaimo, they had a young lady who was in charge of the upper torso, and there was another one in charge of the lower torso, making sure that your exercises were good and your coordination, that you could walk. Because there was a left side drag that happened, right? So they want to make sure that all that's working back together. And I'm actually still got a little tingling in my left hand, but it's going away every day. It goes away a little bit more and more, even though it's been 5 years. But one of the things they wanted me to do, she brought in an assistant. She says, okay, John, I understand you're going away this afternoon. I was wondering, we just want to see how your mobility is and make sure you've been doing everything with the paper clips and all that. Is there any way you could roll a joint for us? Because I was obviously the one guy in my ward that was smoking a lot of pot. But it got me exercise because it got me outside of the building, right? So I said, no, I don't. I don't bring pot in here to roll. People bring me like it's already rolled. I said, for just a minute. So I pulled a piece of paper out and I made it about the size of a rolling paper, and I took bits of paper and I rolled it all up and said, look, I can do it, you can let me go. And I twisted up this little joint. It was hard to do, but I did it, and so that's one of the reasons they let me go. I couldn't believe it, Only I would be just, given it a chance to get out because I could roll a joint. Things that happen to you in your life. But anyway, Dr. Ted Cadillac got a hold of Georgia at the time while I was in the hospital and said, hey, I can help this guy out. And as it turns out, we both had venues together for years. And coming up on November 30th, we both, in 2013, both closed our venues on the same day. Yeah, our anniversary's coming up. But the thing is, we knew about each other, but we were always so busy, because when you're in this, you're sort of locked right in, right? You don't do anything else. And so we never had the opportunity to actually meet each other until he picked me up at the hospital. And he was an hour late because the day before had been his birthday. And I was sitting there going, oh, I'm going to love this guy already. I just know it's going to work out. So we got a chance to lay eyes on each other. We drove all the way down here. We had just opened up upstairs, so we got tuned into that one right away and into the boards that we were using and everything else. And came down, and I think the third day into the festival is when I decided to put a headband on him. I said, that's it. You're staying in this community if you would, please. And he's been here ever since. And what a blessing to this community has been for all of his technology and technical abilities and making us be somewhere special in the world. Not just Duncan, but the Duncan. A rather fun place to be. Thank you, Dr. Ted Cadillac. You got it. And there's also Trevor, too, if you get a chance to understand. He's another guy with the headband on, and that's because he works his butt off, too, and he's come along and made it all work. He's taking care of the canteen tonight. And when you're not doing that, he's doing the sound. And when we were doing the 39 Days of July, we brought him on this year, and it just made this whole job so much easier. So we're looking forward to the 39 Days of July 2020. That's why I'm talking to you, Nadine. That's why I'm talking to you, Adam. And Michael will be able to find some slots for you, too, and for Jared. So this is how we do it. This is where we have fun. Thank you very much for coming out, supporting live music. My name's Longevity John. See you at another time. Bye-bye.
Playground gets from her daddy's stairs in a workshop. She don't mess around. And Roxy's dog is blind as a doorknob. Late at night, if you listen, you can hear the yellow devil